Hello,
Hola, señor.
hola, and welcome to the first ever NerdCast debate. Not,
Hi, guys.
not sponsored by Citrus Twist, but could be. Okay, so today for our first ever NerdCast debate, instead of a top 5, we are going to be debating what's better, FPSs or RPGs. CJ is defending FPSs. I am defending RPGs. Kick it, man. Let's do this.
You go first.
I'll go first? Okay. FPSs are an interesting game type. While they have a fun play style, most of them don't really evoke emotion. And to me, FPSs are not very stylistic. They don't have very good stories, good characters. And sure, there are some that do. Like BioShock and that's about BioShock. Oh, and Call of Duty World War II and the Call of Duty games have an interesting historical, significance. But as stories, most FPSs fail, as with a limited angle, not that many interesting characters, and just a limited game style. You hold the gun, you shoot, you aim it at things. Maybe sometimes you'll get to jump on things, but that is it. There are no infinite possibilities. It is one, and I feel like all FPSs are very, very similar. They're all the same. And some, like I said, have good stories that are able to make up for it. What? They're so limited, and FPSs don't have infinite possibilities. They're all the same play style, just in small different tweaks here and there. And also, multiplayer in FPSs is historically known for being toxic, annoying. Like what games? Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege. Fortnite's not an FPS, but yes, that. Apex Legends, that's an FPS, right? Yeah, it is. So many FPSs fall to toxicity because of their multiplayer, and because FPSs at this point are a fad. They're a trend, but they're not meaningful enough. They don't have good stories, their game style is derivative, and they're all the same, and they lead to toxic communities. And look at RPGs. RPGs are one of the game styles that has the most variety out of everything. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, and Pokemon. And Earthbound. Both RPGs. Both completely different. Different styles, different stories, different graphics, different play styles, different everything. Then, and so, sure, there are ripoffs here and there, but most of them, all of the big ones, all of the popular ones, Ni no Kuni, Pokemon, they're all different with FPSs. Oh, and they have better stories. They're more stylistic, better graphics, more interesting, visuals. FPSs. Let's look at some of the most popular. Rainbow Six Siege, Call of Duty, and Overwatch. Almost exactly similar play styles. Not very creative graphics, except for Rainbow Six Siege, which kind of has good graphics.
One question.
Yes, question. Grayson is here to be a
I'm
questioner.
A host, by the way.
Yeah, he's the host.
Do you have any evidence?
Evidence for what? Which point?
Yeah, I mean, you've never played most of these games that you're trashing.
Because they're all the same.
Do you have any evidence? No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Okay, now
Fine.
CJ.
Yeah, CJ, it is now your turn.
Okay, the reason I like FPSs is because when they have a good story, It's a long, great story with the campaigns, and it's fun gameplay. It's just very immersive and fun. And some of the games are historically accurate, and like Battlefield, and they have realistic guns. Well, some of them do, like Overwatch doesn't, but like Rainbow Six Siege and Call of Duty Modern Warfare, it has. Well, some of the games like Call of Duty have zombies, which is a very good franchise, or not franchise, but it was a very successful thing from Call of Duty. And the cons of RPG is... Pause the video.
Continue with RPG cons.
Oh, a lot of downtime. There's too many hard, boring, guilt side missions. And there's like too much lore. Like it's hard to learn the story. It doesn't make sense sometimes. And they take a long time to complete.
Okay, now it's time for open discussion. Yes, Siege Grayson? Open discussion time?
Oh yeah, CJ, what open discussion time is to basically, like, openly discuss what happened, or...
Yeah. We both gave
like,
our, like, points.
Don't really go by, like, your main points and
Yeah, now, this is, like, when we debate.
Go... Yeah, this is where you really debate.
Okay. So...
Where we fight?
Yes, basically. Okay. So, you talk a lot of talk about how they're some are immersive, some are fun, and they're good gameplay, yes. But they're all...
They like FPSs?
I think they're okay. But compared to RPGs, which are all completely different, all have so many different styles and gameplays, first-person shooter, you hold a gun and you shoot. And that is basically it. Sure, some have good stories, some have good visuals, Bioshock only. And yes, some are good games. But compared to RPGs, with their many different play styles, almost always good stories, and their beautiful graphics, RPGs are more well-rounded games. They are art. They can have the potential to be masterpieces. And I don't think no matter how good FPS's story is, or how clean, or how easy its game, or how, like, clean-cut its gameplay is, and how even if they perfect the first-person shooter style, I don't think that game would be a masterpiece because of the limited potential of FPSs. Shooters, on the other hand, just shooters in general, have more potential, but FPSs themselves are weaker. So, would you like to respond to that? This is open debate. You could have jumped in at any second.
No, I don't want to respond to that.
Okay, so leave your poll in the comments below. And yes, we are a small channel that gets like 4 views every video. So that one person who comments on this video, if they vote either FPS or RPG, they can decide this whole video. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the NerdCast. Good night and good morning.